to you always.
Oh my God, you guys are assholes. All right,
Why? Okay, well,
we are live. Welcome to the Mixed Martial Links podcast episode. I'm fucking depressed.
oh,
But how good is Conor McGregor's takedown defense now?
not very well. I don't know.
All right,
Not very.
joining me today we have Alejandro, we have Bilal. Say hi, guys.
Hi, hola.
Well, 242.
Abuela.
And then Poirier lost, and he lost big. And Bader was fucking destroying Cheick Kongo, and then Cheick Kongo faked an eye poke.
No, he didn't fake it. I think he just freaked out.
Well, considering Kongo's a really dirty fighter historically, I think he faked it.
I think I don't think he wanted to go out like that. I think he just freaked out. I mean, watch the sequence again. His eyes are closed when he gets punched, and that likely broke something like an orbital. And then when Bader sticks his finger in his nose, I think that's when he freaks out.
Yeah. Also, Kongo's
well, he is fighting the greatest heavyweight of all time.
He's also a notoriously dirty fighter, though. Like,
I know. I'm trying to give him some leeway.
Why him though? If he wasn't a
fair point. Like
say, listen.
I have empathy for him. Like I've seen interviews.
Like I know Conor has assaulted like 5 people already.
No, that's not the same. Like Kongo does his assaults in the cage.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like Kongo's a notorious cheater. So why would you say if he's not cheating?
I don't know. Like he's just so nice. Like outside. Like
yeah. He's a cheater. So.
No, but like if anyone can be nice outside.
Yeah.
Like, you remember the weird time when everyone thought Rumble was such a good dude?
Yeah, that was
that
was
a weird
came out, he was like throwing yoga mats at people, getting restraining orders.
All right, let's get into the podcast. All right. Well, we all picked Poirier, I think, correct?
I didn't know. Last podcast, you cut off before I could make my pick. I mean, afterwards, I could not decide between the two still.
Well, you ended up
picking him.
You ended up picking him, so
yeah, because it would have given me the most points if he came through.
Well, yeah. So
that was a gamble.
Okay, so basically, we saw what happened, and I'm very confused. I just.
How are you confused?
I'll explain. Everything that Poirier and his coaches were talking about, before the fight, made it seem like we expect to have this happen the first 2 rounds, right? Like they talked about it. But then they didn't expect it to happen. And like after the first round, I don't know if you guys were listening to the corner work between for ATT from the ATT corner with Dustin. That shit was awesome. They were talking to each other, they're discussing what was going on. Dustin was totally fine after that first round. He was like, okay. Like Mike Brown and I don't know who else was in the corner. I couldn't really tell who it was. Were like there was a really good back and forth between them, and they were basically explaining like, okay, so now it's time to move to actually push him back, get your hands going. You have to get him to respect you a little bit. And there was this long, weird flurry. Dustin landed one really good right hand. That was it.
No, he also landed a knee.
No,
in the first
that right hand looked launching.
No. The first,
it didn't land
flush. Right, it did. I watched it at half speed, and you could see Khabib's head get jolted backwards.
Also, he also landed a knee. Like
knee did not land flush though.
Does he need to though?
All at half.
Okay, I only watched it once, so I'll take your word for it.
Let's watch it right before. And at 4:09, Dustin throws a body kick that Khabib blocks and it hits his elbow. You see Dustin's foot come down, buckle. You see him limp for a second, and immediately backs off. So for the first 50 seconds of round 1, Dustin Poirier starts doing what his coaches tell him. Throws a kick, hurts himself, and the rest is Dustin just getting mauled.
No, to be fair, he was visibly uncomfortable by Khabib's level changements.
Yes.
Like, I remember seeing a sequence where Khabib flooded and he did his classic shell defense, right? That weird half shoulder roll.
Yeah.
While he's shutting up to one side. And like, it's worked on everybody, including Holloway. but you could see every split second Khabib hesitated. He dropped his hands as if expecting a shot. And that you could see the discomfort in the entire exchange, even though he wasn't getting hit. And I think that played to his mind a lot.
Of course, no. I think that we definitely saw Dustin's mental game just give out, because when he went for that guillotine in the third round, and I don't mean like holding the guillotine, because he held it, I think, in round 2.
No. I agree with you that his legs weren't that tight, so he couldn't get any leverage.
Well, he didn't have it. Well, let me finish. When he actually sat back, it was actually a pretty good guillotine. He finished it, and I knew he was never going to be able to finish that. He didn't get his legs in the proper position. He needed to get to a full lockdown half guard for that to properly be applied. The problem is that he couldn't, and at one point he actually got Khabib to roll over to his back, because again, it was a really tight guillotine. Khabib was in trouble. He was not disrespected that. The way I knew for a fact that Dustin was done is that he did not disengage his stand up. He was going 100% for that finish, and that was it.
Yeah, no, it's.
All right,
Wait.
something, you guys.
I couldn't hear if you finished talking or not, to be honest. Just kind
yeah, that was something that Poirier mentioned himself about the guillotine.
Oh, he's done it every single fight.
I know. But he was Yes, we actually had a conversation about that. But what Dustin said later is that he was lamenting the fact that he did not make the adjustments that Ben is kind of talking about here. And you kind of feel for the guy.
I didn't even watch the interviews because of the fact that I was kind of bummed out. But
he made a very sobering assessment of the fight. He probably thinks he did it a little bit better than he did on the feet, but overall he gave a very sobering assessment, and he said he felt really bad about the guillotine because he knew it was kind of in, but he didn't pull guard the way you kind of have to pull guard. And he feels that sort of gives Khabib some space in order to maneuver the way that he did.
Well, when you go for that kind of arm-in guillotine, you want to get you can finish it obviously from full guard, because we know you can finish that from full guard. But you actually get the most compression out of it if you pull a really tight half guard. And the reason why is because you kind of crunch your body to your upper body into the lower body. The guillotine, the arm-in guillotine, is a little bit more cranky than the regular guillotine, because you're not as tight necessarily on the choke. And of course, there is a choke, but the compression of the body is what will get that tap, especially against someone as powerful and as phenomenally skilled as a grappler as Khabib. You need that full compression in order to get a tap from someone like that. The actual arm in guillotine, the upper portion where you actually locked it in, was very clearly it was solid. It was in. There was danger there because you saw Khabib react. Khabib doesn't react to a guillotine that's not in.
No, it honestly, it was a good, in hindsight, right? Like, I didn't think it was like necessarily a poor showing from Poirier. Like, he was in the
much better than anyone else except for Gleason Tebow.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Conor McGregor had a better third round than him.
I said avoid.
No.
I said avoid.
Wait, no. Conor, okay, by the time
damage.
No, like aside from the rampant shooting, but like he mostly avoided the ground a lot in the third round. But
again,
I wouldn't just put it as
round.
Just saying.
I know what you're saying. Dustin Poirier did not have a round like Conor's third, but he also took a lot less damage than Conor. There's no disputing.
Yeah, but let me say this. In terms of like, okay. Yeah, no, in terms of commitment, what people commit to in order to have success, from the first viewing, and now you're saying that maybe that's a mistake, but it seemed to me that like Dustin got enough, like good shot in on Khabib, and he actually made him react to those shots. And he had some success there, even though he was looping his shots and he wasn't being slick like he usually is. And his footwork was kind of
hold on 1 second. He does loop his shots plenty.
Well,
I know, but they were coming in slow. Watch his other fights; they're not coming in as slow.
Oh yeah, he was definitely a little bit heavy.
Yeah,
from the grappling?
Did you see Khabib ride him? Yeah, like anyone would have
Yes.
arms gassed off that.
Yeah. But my point is that the chances that he took are kind of things that sort of make you lose faster, if it makes any sense, because he's being more active. He didn't hold the way that Conor held. Like he wasn't
definitely like.
Yeah, he was not conceding.
He was head hunting consistently, just throwing like a 9-punch combination.
Yeah. He didn't throw.
Yes, it was.
Shots. That's what really bugged me. Well, he did.
He threw one. I think.
No, he didn't throw any body punches. Is what I mean. Maybe he threw one, but he didn't really go for the body a lot.
No, he had an opportunity to do it, but the way that it's kind of like it's an artifact. The way that he lost, it's an artifact of how he approached the fight. Like even on the scrambles, like the grappling, you could see he was going for something. Like he was not conceding a position like Conor and holding, and he clearly wasn't cheating, which did help Conor a little bit. So I think he did well. I think he did well enough considering what he was tasked to do, and I think he was kind of freaked out at some point in the second round when Khabib was so technical. Like he even said so afterwards. Like Khabib isn't even the strongest guy he's grappled with, but he's just so fucking technical.
I don't know what.
Like, he wasn't even.
Oh yeah, I mean,
hold on. Wait.
Because
people
1 second.
Ask him. Yes.
You can always bring in like a heavyweight or something if it's just.
Yeah, I was about to say, saying he's not the heaviest guy you grappled, the strongest guy. Yeah, because he's grappled guys who are 220 pounds and fight at heavyweight. So of course he's going to say that.
No. But he was asked specifically about Khabib's strength in the strength department. Like if he felt different. Like people kept asking him these things, and he's like, I understood that in terms of their weights, right? Like people relative to his size. Like he said that what made the difference was his technique. That's what he said.
Obviously, we know that Khabib is a phenomenally skilled top 10 grappler. We know that, and he's incredible wrestler, especially on the cage. No one's disputing that. But like, you also have to keep in mind that fighters do this all the time, where they're like, it's a mental thing as well. Like, he can't say, yeah, Khabib's just way stronger than anything I could have possibly expected, because it also fucks with you mentally if you ever just get to fight him again.
Yeah, probably, but it didn't seem like that, because it seemed like when people were asking, like, it looked like people were asking him questions in order to offer him an out. Like, this is why you lost, and Poirier just refused all of them.
Of course. Like, Poirier is also not going to talk about how he very obviously hurt his foot off that kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, he was throwing them, but kind of, undisguised, just naked.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I kind of get they might have been going for like the way Masvidal, Damian Maia game plan, which is just kick from range. But like, Khabib is decent at defending strikes on the feet. So, and if you're gonna throw naked kicks, there's always a chance that you're gonna hurt it on like someone's kneecap.
Well, he did land the leg kicks he threw for the most part.
No. I'm not saying I'm not saying he couldn't land completely, but like if you're throwing naked leg kicks, there's always the danger that happens.
Yeah.
Naked anything kicks.
So we have to first of all shout out to Callan on Twitter at CT Gallagher. Gallagher on Twitter basically called it perfectly. I can't read the whole thing, but he literally like broke down exactly how Dustin would lose, and he was very sorry about it too.
Yeah.
You know what the fight made me think of though? Like, I don't know if you've noticed how fighters who are really dominant in the weight class, always seem to make, most of them anyway, always seem to make the right decisions at the right time.
Yes.
Like John Jones. He's not the best boxer at light heavyweight by a long stretch, but like he always makes the right decisions when to step into the pocket or to exit it. Same with GSP between his striking and wrestling toss-up, and now Khabib inside grappling exchanges, because they just don't fuck up. Like there might be other points where they are weakest at and can fuck up, but they generally avoid those a lot more than they should. And when they are in favorable positions, they don't give any way for you to get out. And Dustin kind of seemed trapped because he could defend the initial shot and he was getting taken by surprise from trips. But he had no room to make any mistake whatsoever. Otherwise, he'd end up getting punched in the face
Well, that's
or
the
have to
thing.
fight for
He
choke
did a
attempt
really
every time.
well. That's the thing. He did an excellent job of avoiding the damage. If you like, the stats really back that up. He only landed 54 strikes the entire fight, Khabib, and 22 of them were significant strikes. He barely
Oh, no,
landed
I'm
any
not.
damaging strikes against Dustin. And wait, let me finish. The important thing to notice is that at the end of round 2, you actually saw that Dustin was able to create space and get up again. And that's what this is where I'm really struggling with how Dustin himself. Well, I'm not struggling with it. I understand what happened. It's sad to see how he dealt with it compared to
Compared to
Compared to
actual reality of the fight. So we saw that he wasn't getting bombed on.
what do you mean by that?
I'm explaining. He wasn't getting bombed on. He wasn't taking a lot of damage. I'm trying to understand what was going through his mind compared to the reality. Like, if you're telling me, yes, we're prepared for the grappling, we're prepared to lose rounds, we're prepared we know what's going to come. And then when it comes, you're not prepared mentally. That's what someone else talk.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
so what I was getting at was that I didn't think Dustin did a bad job by any stretch, but it was always kind of a losing battle because where Khabib did not make any mistakes, and Dustin always had the chance of making one. When they were on the ground, just the overall direction of the fight was always going to travel in Khabib's favor.
Yeah. Can I say
Because
that?
he didn't fuck up, and he just didn't fuck up, which means that just to stall, you also need to make zero mistakes.
Yeah. And I think that kind of in the psychological aspect, I didn't see that he was like. I think he just got overwhelmed because Khabib just controlled him so perfectly. Like as you mentioned, like he had no room for mistakes pretty much. And it's not like he made many mistakes. It's just that the ones he made, like really, really allowed Khabib to capitalize on. And I mean, and it's really hard. Like when you have these people that just control you. Like for example, like I don't know why I was watching the fight. I was thinking of Valentina Shevchenko. Like it's like asking someone to punch Valentina Shevchenko consistently, like trying to tell them to deal with Khabib's control. Like it's like they're like kind of like when these people lose, it's going to look very like mundane because it's like, oh, Khabib can control you. Well, I guess he wasn't that good. Or when somebody actually catches Shevchenko, oh, I guess he wasn't that good. Like it's like they put everything into this hyper specialization, like this specific area. So for you to sort of make up the deficit that you have is going to be very, very difficult if you did not grow up doing this kind of thing for years and years on end. Like I think we're having a conversation like who can actually like offset Khabib in this one area, or at least stave him off. And I think we came up with like Justin Gaethje and Gregor Gillespie. Everybody else is going to have a very, very rough time, like dealing with whatever it is that Khabib is bringing up. Like maybe Tony Ferguson can, right? Because he has a wrestling background, but I'm not sure that he has the specific like individual skills that he needs to the level that he needs them.
No, Tony still gets control fairly decently. What usually helps him is just his insane cardio and willingness to push a pace even on ground.
Yeah,
because usually Habib's control, he doesn't keep it that tight specifically. He lets you move around, but he maintains overall control. So you can move around how much you want. You're still, stuck on the ground.
Well, here's the thing.
And
With Tony, letting him move around might be a problem, but at the same time, I don't know. I can hear you typing.
yeah,
Okay.
but it's at least interesting given that Tony is just freaking weird. Like he has a good enough high guard game that posturing up is dangerous, and that played into his scrambling could allow him to go head to head with Khabib on the ground in terms of cardio. But on the other
Yeah.
hand, when they are at the fence, Khabib is equally happy to just ride you out and tie you from there. So
We
I'd
also know,
honestly,
we also know
I'd
that
honestly
Tony,
give.
we also know that Tony's not
Okay.
going to sit there letting getting ridden. He's going to be rolling for knee bars and shit.
Oh well, I
Or
mean,
just rolling.
I'm
people
not
have tried to roll
I'm not
against
like
Khabib
saying it's a
before.
thing. I'm saying it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was talking about with what is scrambliness, because you need to be able to not break under Khabib on the ground. And we know that he can at least offer enough to Khabib that Khabib will always have to adjust. So his route to winning would probably be then to just initiate as many scrambles as possible and try to see if he can break Khabib on the ground
Yeah,
eventually.
it's essentially going to be, can Tony Ferguson outlast Khabib on the ground, which
It's very unlikely.
yeah, it's not a game plan that I would recommend for anybody other than Tony Ferguson. It also,
Well, that's also true.
it also should be noted that the UFC lightweight division kind of has a dearth of wrestlers. They're not a wrestling
Yeah.
division, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It never really has been. Like,
Well, it's at that between it and welterweight. In between is kind of like a separation between you are now big enough that wrestling becomes a really good advantage, and you are fast enough that striking is a slightly better advantage.
well, I mean, you could say that, but Khabib is on top and he's dominating everybody.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, but I mean in general, the meta, like you don't tend to find that many heavy control wrestlers below welterweight. There are few, but they
Wow, you cut out bad there.
okay, and they all
Bilal, you
seem to
there?
be in the minority of the entire roster.
Bilal, are you there?
I could hear him.
He's cutting in and out.
Can you hear me?
But you hear everything I said, Alejandro.
I could hear you. I hear you, in fact.
Okay.
Anyway,
What? What's happening?
Oh,
relax.
this is a shit show.
Relax. Anyway, yeah, mute yourself when you're not talking, because that air conditioner in the background, though. Um, yes, we can hear you. Anyway, from my perspective, this is honestly, to me, Khabib's biggest win. In a broader perspective, I mean, Khabib has pretty much sealed himself as the GOAT at lightweight. He doesn't have the most title defenses, but he has the most important title defenses. I struggle to see who's going to challenge him if Tony loses, because Gregor is still pretty far down the rankings, and Kevin Lee won't really ever progress at this point, it seems. So, other than Gagey and
No,
Ferguson,
but like, would Lee ever beat Khabib
no,
anyway? What he's
no.
casting?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's never going to get over the humps he needs to in order to win. We were hoping to see him progress both in gas tank and skills, and it just never really happened, at least yet. And it seems like it might not. So, and we also don't know what his status is of which weight class. So right now we have Tony Ferguson. That fight needs to be made and somehow needs to happen without one of them getting injured again. And after that, you have Justin Gaethje, who's fighting Cerrone.
Well, it
Just do it. Just book Tony Khabib, book Gaethje against the winner, and that's it. Like, I don't see what else to do.
So just have them on the same card. Just put them on the same card,
That's
rather.
actually a great idea. Well, I mean, forcing him to fight again might not be a good idea unless you do Gagey McGregor, which I would fucking love to see. What the fuck, Bilal, is that?
Oh yeah, I'd be so up for that fight.
What?
Like I don't even think Gaethje would have that strong. Okay, he'd be the only one in contention really, so the point might be good. But like coming off his
You got
losses to
Dimas?
Alvarez and Poirier, I don't think his resume would normally warrant a title shot, even if he beat Cowboy. But like Poirier took out most of the people there already, so
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that
between him and Ferguson.
a lot of the that's part of the problem is that the ranking. Here's the thing about lightweight. It's such a fucking crazy division, but a lot of them have fought each other already. Like you have Khabib, Poirier, Ferguson, Connor, and Cerrone and Gaethje.
Oh, it's
Poirier has fought Gaethje and Connor before. Cerrone just got in there, so give him time. But Cerrone already lost to Ferguson. Poirier just lost to Khabib. Connor lost to Khabib. Cerrone lost to Tony. Gaethje lost to Poirier. Like, it's kind of a very annoying situation at the moment at the top of lightweight. And then in the bottom half of lightweight, you have Ali Aquinta, who's coming off a loss to Cerrone. You have Edson Barboza, who's coming off a loss to Paul Felder now. Kevin Lee.
Oh boy, we're gonna get into that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's super problematic the way lightweight is right now. There's no
well,
it's a problem when
they've been doing it to other divisions also.
Well, it's a problem when the freshest face you have in lightweight top 10 is Paul Felder. Like, Paul Felder's been around.
No, they've been doing it to other weight classes. Like, up till recently, like welterweight has the same sort of problem where like the same faces just constantly fight each other in the top 6.
Right.
And only recently, with RDA losing, have we actually seen movement in the top.
Well, here's the problem. Right now, here's the top 6 through 15, right? Well, not 6 through 15, because we already know Ali Quinta, Barboza, Lee, whatever. Top 10 through 15. Paul Felder, Gregor Gillespie, Charles Oliveira, not exactly a new face. Alexander Hernandez, not exactly going to be cracking the top 5 anytime soon. Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
And Islam Makhachev. And that's going to change after this card, by the way. Makhachev and Felder will move on.
And Makhachev is probably not fighting Khabib, though.
Makhachev will never fight
Khabib. No, he's definitely not.
But I also don't think he's good enough to really get to that point where he'll have the option to fight Khabib.
Yeah, it's kind of developed a lightweight knockout game.
Listen,
but like he's just not fast enough.
Yeah, he's just not athletic. He's got a really good game. I actually think his striking is far better than Khabib's. But we see. Well, I mean, like, look at Sergio. He's kind of like the Sergio Pettis to Khabib's Anthony in that sense, right? Like, he's the less athletic, probably more technically proficient striker. You know what I mean? No? No?
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Wow. That was a bomb there. Basically.
Wait, what?
I guess you guys couldn't hear me, or I couldn't hear you.
No, I couldn't hear you at all.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you at all, Alejandro. No, we can hear you now.
Oh, fuck.
So we have a basic problem here. Do any of you see, other than Gregor Gillespie, right? Do you see anybody that I named in that top 15 causing serious issues for Gaethje or Ferguson or really Poirier? Like, honestly, like, do you see Paul Felder beating Tony?
No.
No. Or Gaethje?
No.
Poirier? The only guy I can see is Gregor Gillespie, and eventually he's going to have a problem with that size.
Yeah.
And I'm just not sure who.
Can you imagine how he'd look against Tony Ferguson?
It would be the funniest fucking thing. I know James Vick is moving up. But I really want to see him fight Gregor Gillespie.
Didn't they almost book the two?
Yeah. No. I think that was just us, like, praying for it to happen.
Oh.
So, I honestly...
No, I think Khabib's just gonna rule.
I think we need to move on from this fight, though, sadly. Well, not sadly. I want to move on already. because this is just hard. Paul Felder.
No, I'm enjoying the result.
But
I
who's gonna beat him?
I mentioned it before, but I like the uniqueness to Khabib's style because Dustin is more like an optimized all-rounder.
Yeah, but
Like,
Dustin Poirier is also
nothing
a really
really
good
sticks
person,
out.
and Khabib is a piece of shit. So
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that is true, but
I
like
want the
I
good
still
guys
like
to
my.
win. Like I want them to win. MMA.
I just want to
Yeah.
see cool shit. Okay.
Listen, MMA has enough shitheads in it and winning in it. Okay, our sport, quote unquote, sport is full of shite.
Yeah.
We can have one good thing,
Yes.
okay? And Dustin Poirier is that one good thing, and we didn't get it. So
Yes.
Welcome
The
to combat
sadness.
sports.
I know, but
That's
like it's hard, and I want to Dustin
But
win, and you shut up. Okay, Paul Felder defeated Edson Barboza in the weirdest scoring decision.
if it's any consolation.
oh,
just
that is
remember-
bad.
If it's any consolation, just remember that Aldo supports the guy burning the Amazon.
Shut the fuck
So-
up, you piece
Oh my God! Shut off. Okay. Yeah, guys. This isn't the most depressing thing ever.
If it makes you feel any worse, RDA does too.
I know, fuck. Look, no. You know what made me feel better? Damian Maya does not.
Doesn't. Yes, I was so happy, and
Damian Maya does not.
obviously Nunez doesn't.
Yeah, like
Well,
He's super anti.
I think she kind of does, though.
No, she doesn't.
No, and
I don't think.
yeah,
I haven't seen anything of her supporting his.
I hope so.
I haven't. She wasn't on the list of people. I think of fighters.
Oh, thank God.
I think I'd have to double.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure. I don't want to double check actually. Now that I think about it, Paul Felder defeated Edson Barboza. It was the weirdest decision.
Well, quote unquote defeated.
Yeah, I scored that for. Listen, I'm not mad about the decision in terms of like it was a close second round, and I could see it going Paul Felder.
No, not that much.
No,
I thought Barboza won handily the first two rounds.
No, I don't think.
Handily.
No,
I didn't see much problem.
He handily won round one.
No, round one and round two because he was landing the harder shots consistently.
But then he got
because of that.
he got the takedown and got fucked up with elbows from the back. Those were hard.
Yeah, not enough. Yeah, but not enough to offset the leg kicks
Don't get me wrong.
and the body kick.
Listen, I agree with you, which is why I scored it for Barboza. I don't think it's indefensible to score it for Felder, though. That's what I'm saying.
It's kind of those close rounds where I do think it's kind of indefensible, but I'm being an asshole.
Yeah, I think if that's indefensible to you, then sir, we have some other fights to discuss because that was not indefensible. Like he did really well. Felder did. He definitely.
I thought it was. I thought it was clear enough.
He definitely took round 3. There's no question.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So, what I was super impressed with Felder. I mean, don't get me wrong, his pressure game is lacking, but the sheer tenacity with which he put into it, where he just did not stop moving forward, still broke down Edson's game. So we saw Edson, who normally you need to be somewhat like pretty good at pressure to just get his circling to become a problem. Whereas Paul Felder used a modicum of pressure footwork and sheer, I don't give a fuck, I'm coming for you. And it still worked. So either...
In round 3.
Yeah, well, in round 2 also it was working because you saw Barboza shooting for takedowns.
Yeah, no, Barboza has never shot when he hasn't
Yes,
been
he
in
has.
trouble.
He shot on Tony.
Yeah, but
No, when he
Barboza
hasn't been in trouble. When he hasn't
Barboza
been
is Barboza is in a weird phase now that where clearly he's fading.
Last 5. He lost 4 of his last 5 fights.
Yeah, he's not quite the same guy.
And Hooker. So, listen, Paul Felder has very clearly improved. He still kind of used the same game plan with a lot more aggression, right? Like it was the spinning shit.
Exactly.
Trying the spinning shit. Barboza's kicks are still lightning fast, but the bottom line is that he if you gave Barboza decent power in his hands, like he would have so many fights that he lost. Like it's so hard for him to like his game falls apart because he just can't hurt you with his hands. Like, even his footwork, we know the problems with his footwork. We know that he doesn't do well reacting to pressure, but
And
also because he can't scare you off.
Well, yeah, it's mostly
yeah,
the
well,
scaling
yeah,
off.
that's
Because
kind of like whatever.
he does a decent job circling, but like if you're just gonna keep circling without scaling the guy off, you're gonna run into the fence.
Right, like, did you
That's
see
unavoidable.
Did you see some of those left hooks he threw at Felder and landed? Those were fucking, like, perfect. And
Those were good.
it didn't make a fucking difference to Felder at all. It just made
Yep.
no difference. And there's really not much you could do about that. He just doesn't have stopping power in his hands. And that's it.
Yeah. Well, and whatever gaps were there are now more pronounced, like
Yeah.
as far as like defensively.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if he
yeah,
can,
I still don't like him at ATT, to be honest.
I don't like it either. I think he'd do better with you know who I think he would do better with is
Mark Henry, don't you think so?
no. I think he got everything he needed out of Mark Henry. I don't think he really was going to gain anything with him. I wouldn't mind seeing him work with Perillo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
make him a more technical boxer.
Not necessarily
better footwork.
Obviously, that's definitely where I'm thinking. But I think if he
well, that's part of boxing. Yeah.
Right, but I think specifically, like, his power punches lack stopping power, but I would love to see him develop a really, really effective jab.
Yeah.
Well, he showed a good jab before. At least
but it's not consistent.
But it's not a
But yeah, I was about to say it's not consistent at all.
Like, I think Perillo might be able to work a really good jab into his game.
His jab is there when he game plans for it, but if he doesn't game plan for it, it just doesn't show up that often.
Another thing is, I don't understand why Edson doesn't use more front kicks. I don't.
Oh, because have you seen how fucking fast his switch kick is? Like, goddamn.
But he doesn't have the power in his hands to when your straight punches are not, when he lacks really good tools that go straight up. Like, almost all of his best attacks, aside from I guess the knee is a really good straight attack, but still, you can't only have a fucking knee. He doesn't really have a good jab 1-2 that it's not really.
Well, power round kicks can be used as a distance tool.
Yeah,
because that's what
guys
do.
But
it's more like you need to get the guy to and land with power.
Yes, but wait. Like, there's an argument to be said about what Ben is bringing up. Like, there's an argument to consider because all his best attacks are arcing motions. Like, literally, the thing that takes longer to arrive at its destination are the things that Edson uses most. He has he has no straight attacks almost.
Yep, and that's also this straight attack. Like, a lot of the fighters why are they able to just walk him down? It's because he's trying to constantly circle, but his game falls apart the more pressure he's put under. If he also did a really good, like, up the middle attack consistently that also allowed him to keep range, it'd be a lot harder for people to follow him too.
Management tools. Yeah, management tools.
It's a distant management tool. Imagine.
Yeah, if you cannot stop the guy, manage him, but he doesn't.
Listen, how many people do you think are going to be able to stop an Edson Barboza front kick up the middle?
Not many.
Yeah, like the speed.
Especially if he throws it like he throws spinning shit, it would come up faster.
Absolutely, and keep in mind, like, if he scares the shit out of you with a head kick like that, like a front kick right to the face, he's going to Anderson some fools. Yeah,
he's probably, and you're probably not going to walk forward. But I mean,
now I want to see that so bad.
But he's kind of old enough that he won't do it. Like, he's probably too set in his ways.
That bothers me because Edson Barboza is the type of guy who is such a what could have been fighter. It really pisses me off.
I don't know. Like, considering the time he came up in MMA, like, he's what he could have been. Like,
yeah, he was really green when he joined the UFC. Like,
no, you're misunderstanding. Well, Dustin Poirier was also, and look how good he became. And Max Holloway was also, and look how good he became. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but like the same, what we're getting at, like, is the same problems kind of remain with most of those fighters.
Well, I mean, you see that with fighters in general. Like, the problems they always have. Let's move on. We're going to talk about briefly Islam Makhachev versus Davi Ramos. Makhachev fucked him up. Like
Yeah, in the third round.
third round too.
And
But
this,
the rest of the fight was just. First of all, I don't know who scored a round for Ramos, but
no, I don't know who either.
I don't understand that. That's bad.
It was like a bad boxing fight. That Makhachev was nevertheless winning.
I don't know if it was a bad boxing fight. It was a sparring match for
Eh,
Makhachev. I really don't. I'm trying to understand what round was given to Ramos because he got outstruck clean in every single round.
Yeah, but he landed a couple hard shots on Makhachev.
When?
I saw the replay. I don't remember. I think it was one round or round two where he actually staggered him. And Makhachev.
Yeah, he briefly hit him, but he also got outstruck 19-5 in significant strikes and 24.
Yeah, but those weren't like necessarily hard shots. Like some of those.
One shot where the guy briefly gets stumbled and then immediately goes back to whooping your ass. I don't count that as like the only.
No, and I don't think Ramos was winning. I don't think Ramos was winning, but
I know you agree. I'm saying I still don't understand. Like, where it's like, oh, one good shot. Like, nah, man. Like, you gotta have. You can't only land 5 shots and be outstruck 4-1.
Yeah, but this fight was like mostly controlled up until the third round, so it was like meh. Like it wasn't a fun fight. Like
no, it wasn't. It was a boring fight. But
save for the last round because that's where some interesting shit happened. But it's kind of like you get these matchups where both grapplers decide to box, and it's like, okay.
Well, I understand from Makhachev. Like Makhachev is like, this guy's a BJJ world champion. I can fuck around.
Yeah, it's wise of him though.
Yeah, and then in the third round, after he dropped him, is when he felt comfortable and he looked fine. I still was like, listen, don't risk it. Just get up and beat the shit out of him. But like, I think he just wanted to ride it out.
But I think they were too sweaty by then. I think, and he had him against the cage, so he probably thought he can maneuver the way he will need to.
Path of least resistance is always my thought process. Like if you're beating someone up, like
but you're thinking rationally about this. You're not being like alpha and shit.
I know. Curtis Blaydes toyed with Shamil Abdurahimov.
You were like, no, he's not gonna finish him, and I'm like, you know what? Ben has a point.
I ended up picking finish. By the way, I said I wasn't sure.
Yeah, fuck you, I didn't.
I picked the finish. And
I thought Blaydes is getting really good at cutting people with his elbows, almost like razors, you could say.
Oh, is it?
He's developing really well, but I mean, Shamil Abdurahimov is not great. So God, heavyweight fucking sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, I always look at Curtis Blaydes. I think that he's like not Kane. So I kind of like him just because he kind of fights similar, but he's not.
He's really good on the ground, but he doesn't have the same transitions built in yet on the feet. It's just kind of...
No, he's clunky. He's clunky on the feet. That's a problem.
He's a very big man. Like, it's going to be hard for him.
Oh, yeah? You think so?
No, what I'm saying, it's not... He's going to have a hard time with the speed. He's always going to be slower than guys like Ngannou. He's always going to be slower than guys like JDS. And the problem is that he's gonna have a hard time beating. I think he's gonna just be unable to beat someone like Francis Ngannou. I don't know if he has like Stipe Miocic is a much more quick. He's a quicker fighter. He's a quicker wrestler.
Well, he could after his last fight. I wouldn't be surprised if he could cut down to like heavyweight, like even if it's just barely. But he doesn't weigh that much.
He didn't
by heavyweight standards.
But at 230, he was solid.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Alejandro, you have anything to say on this fight?
Not really. Like the same thing. Like Blaydes is just big and lumbering, and he's not really quick. But his wrestling is very, very good for the division.
By heavyweight standards, he is really quick. It's just that they are quicker heavyweight.
I know. But yes, but I'm thinking in terms that will make you elite, that are going to make you win a championship and hold it for a while. That's kind of the problem because the people that are going to beat him, and the person that has beat him twice is kind of very quick and pretty big also and pretty fucking strong. So that's kind of the difference. Like he's always going to be like a title contender unless he makes some really like dramatic improvements.
Yeah, it's the biggest problem for Blaydes is just that aside from the clunkiness, I'm talking about from the physical perspective, there's obviously the clunkiness and the fact that he's not a fast guy.
Yeah.
The problem is also that even for a heavyweight, like when you're at heavyweight and you're trying to develop a game, you need insane durability. He doesn't have that. He has
No,
Well,
he's
no.
no.
finish, man. He has regular heavyweight durability.
A little bit higher.
Okay.
Yeah, like Mark Hunter still like one shot in force and 8
Mark Hunt, but he also got
And,
hold on. He aside from the obviously the Ngannou finishes, he's been hurt in other fights other than the Hunt fight too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and he didn't go out. And he didn't go out like most heavyweights.
But I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think he has standard
a regular. No, I'm.
No, I don't think it's regular.
Heavyweight. Hold on, regular heavyweight durability is above average, just because they're much larger people.
Okay. Let's see. Let me frame it like this. There's like a fifth of like think of fifths, right? Like if you have 5/5, you're like Mark Hunt, but Blaydes has like 3/5 of durability, and he's kind of okay, but he's gonna get finished by the bigger guys,
right?
Like people like
I was gonna say like if three were the
but
average,
that's not regular.
Then you'd have 4, but not like 5 out of 5.
Well, the problem is also that he's still only 5 years into his career. He's still growing. He's already the number 4 ranked heavyweight. What are they going to do with him? They're going to just keep giving him guys lower down the card? Like, what are they going to do? They're going to give him Blagoy Ivanov?
That is a very point.
No, he's 28 years old. He's like a literal baby by heavyweight standards.
But again,
he's a baby.
Right. They should just give him like 5 cans in a row and just let him go.
I 100% agree with you.
Eat your tomato soup.
The problem is that it's the UFC and they won't do that. So he's going to get JDS now.
Okay. And he's going to beat him.
That's the problem. He might win, and then what? They're going to give him Francis Ngannou the third time.
Probably not. Like, people are going to say, nah, we've already seen this fight twice, and he can just keep grinding fools.
I would realistically like to see him fight Alexander Volkov.
He'd murder him too, wouldn't he?
What?
He'd murder him too, wouldn't he?
Yeah, Volkov has garbage takedown defense.
Yeah. So, okay, let's see.
You were saying you just don't want to see JDS lose.
I just leave him alone. I don't know.
So that's what this is about. I agree. Like, I
don't think he supports Bolsonaro either.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. He's had enough.
Did you see how happy he looked on Dancing with the Stars? Like,
oh yeah, of course. Leave this man alone. He's been through enough. Oh my God! What do we do with Blaydes? I mean, he can take.
The problem is that you don't have a lot to do with him, and the same with Ngannou. Like, what are you going to do?
Oh,
okay.
I wouldn't mind if they put Blaydes on like the Felder route, where like they just continue.
I have a fantastic idea.
Let him eat people.
I have a fantastic idea. Okay, so let him like finish his UFC contract, and then he moves to Bellator.
Oh my God!
And then he can, and then he gets whatever, and then go fight in Russia or whatever, and then get better, and then come back into a UFC.
I don't think that's.
You know what I mean?
I don't think that's going to happen. What I do want to happen is I would like Blaydes to not fight. Fucking like, I don't want him to get a title shot. Like,
no, yeah, but that's bad. That would be bad.
What's going to happen? It's going to be like they're going to do Ngannou Miocic 2, and if Ngannou wins, they have nobody. If Miocic wins again, they're going to make Curtis Blaydes versus Derek Lewis or something. Blaydes will win, and then they're going to make Blaydes versus Miocic, and Miocic is going to beat him.
Oh, I can't wait for Derek Lewis versus Curtis Blaydes.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yeah, yes.
Like,
no, look, but Ben, wait.
I expect Blaydes to win, but can you just imagine if he completely dominates him for the first 2 rounds and like 4 minutes and 55 seconds, and then like in the last 5 seconds when he's just as gassed as Derek Lewis is, Derek Lewis
bench press Curtis Blaydes.
He gets bombs on.
I need to see Lewis bench press Blaydes off of him. Just fucking.
But you know what? Like, Ben, it's not so dire for Curtis Blaydes because he has Volkov, he has Lewis, and he has the script heavyweight shit. He could fight Arlovsky, man. Like, that's 3 fights.
I agree with you, but
he can fight JDS.
Wait.
He can win those fights.
Dude, Arlovsky is like not even ranked right now.
Nah, it doesn't matter. Like Isarlovsky, he has a name. Why not?
All
He's
right.
heavyweight also. Like
Last fight we're going to discuss. Ferreira just overwhelmed Mirbek Taisimov, and I loved it.
sadness. I
The
didn't.
first round, Ben. The first round.
Well, the first round,
Yeah,
listen, I loved what I saw from Ferreira. He basically
I
said,
did too.
The first round, Ben. Never forget the first round and its glory.
fuck?
It might make me fucking sad. I mean, I love Taisomo because it's stupid power, but let's be fair. Like he got his ass kicked, like
Yeah.
pretty
Like,
bad.
I am not. I'm purposefully forgetting about the second and third round of the fight. For me, it ends in
Yeah,
the first.
Listen,
just
we have
wallow in
we have
misery.
to talk about this because it actually really is impressive just how good
It
Ferreira
is.
is and how good.
He has improved so fucking much since fighting Dustin Poirier.
Yep. And the fact that he just ate the shot from Mirbek Taisimov of all people and still going forward,
Yeah, Taisumov is kind of like definitely a front runner.
it's fucking crazy.
Definitely.
Ferreira is not ranked. That's how good.
Yeah, I know.
That's how good lightweight is. That Ferreira is not a ranked fighter. That's crazy.
Because they
Man.
just
Even-
let the names fight each other the entire time.
That's true.
Until like someone pulls out on the last minute and they need to use a late notice replacement.
I'm just saying.
That's like the only time guys can.
We should come up with a way of ranking fighters. We should do that for one episode when it's a slow week. Just like come up with our own ranking system, how it works, how you get into the upper tiers, like kind of like an actual sports league, you know?
I just say use Highlander rules. Like if you lose, someone takes a position. If you win, you move up one.
No, I don't know. I have like I actually one time developed a system. I would love to do it like when we have more time. But Ferreira, his special footwork is actually really interesting because he doesn't cut off the cage at all times. He chases you a lot, but it seems like I don't want to say this. I don't want to give him more credit than he deserves. It almost seems like it's on purpose because of the effect.
Okay, let's say this. Okay, wait. Let me say this. Let
me explain
okay,
first.
Go. Okay.
You're
wrong.
I know I'm wrong, but the effectiveness of it is super impressive because it made Tyson so much more tired that he was allowed to run away.
I would disagree to an extent.
You don't think he got more tired than he was constantly backing up and not?
Okay, okay.
Wasn't stuck
okay, but
hold on, let me finish. He was never stuck on.
Okay, the cage. Then I.
He was constantly
I agree.
stuck on the cage. He was never allowed to be. He never was allowed to stop moving. Tyson had running backwards. Eventually, you just saw his footwork fall apart. His counters were coming less and less effectively with each passing round. And
okay, yes. All of that, yes.
If he was stuck on the cage, yes, Ferreira would have used effective pressure footwork to keep him stuck on the cage, but would he have gotten as tired by not being forced to constantly backpedal, which we all know is incredibly tiring?
Yeah, but let me just say this. What we were watching there was the Taisimov reacting very dramatically to most everything he was being shown. Like his reactions were were making him tired. It wasn't so much that Ferreira was pushing him around, so much that Taisimov kept backing up in a very dramatic fashion. Like all the motion that he was engaging in were all very, very expensive. Like everything he was doing was very expensive. So even if Ferreira had used like proper cage cutting techniques and put him against the cage, chances are that he would have tired himself faster because he would have been forced to counter the wrong way. Like his counters were pretty bad this fight, in general. But
first they were good.
At first, yeah, they were very good. But I agree with Ben because we've seen other fighters like Max Holloway utilize a similar strategy on the feet, where they don't exactly pressure you to the cage for flurry, but they will flurry in open space and force you to move.
But I don't think that's a strategy.
It's not. No, I mean, it's a lot accidentally. But we've seen fighters who can pressure also use that same sort of footwork, where they don't pressure well, but they are always moving in sort of up, down, left and right directions, where it won't get you towards the fence, but allow them to flurry the shit out of you and force you to keep moving.
Yes.
But that's kind of the thing. That's kind of the thing. Like when you force someone to do something, what they choose is usually in order to engage with self-preservation. It's usually the thing that is the less costly for them. When you're pressuring them properly, what they're going to do is the thing that is most costly and least costly for you. But what you see in MMA still is that not a lot of fighters engage in that. A lot of fighters engage in just forcing the opponent to backpedal and expend energy that way. But I don't, mostly because we haven't really seen like really, really good pressure fighters. But I think this was like kind of an accident. Like
I think it's problematic what you're saying, only because I don't think Carlos wanted Merabach to ever have to ever set and throw counters. I think he always wanted him to be throwing those counters while forced to move backwards. So
look, a counter argument would be that Ferreira probably like came to the conclusion that if I let him set his feet, I'm in trouble.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
He hits. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Like I'm making the counter argument to my argument.
Wait 1 second. I also want to point out that there were times where Carlos did back him up to the fence and then let him go.
Yeah, but
counter to my overall point is that Ferreira seems to be fighting every single fight like this. So while it may be a strategic choice, it might also be born out of the fact that he doesn't really know how to keep you guys on the fence. You know.
Yeah, that's my point. Like that's my point. Like there's clearly better ways of going about this, but in MMA this works.
It could be a combination of both. Also, an eight-sided cage is a lot different than a four-sided boxing ring, where it's a lot harder to keep someone in the corner effectively. Also, you know, it's not as effective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but for example, people like Germaine Random and Amanda Nunes are pretty fucking good at cornering you.
True, but they also are much better strikers than most of the people they fight.
Yes, but all I'm saying is that this thing exists. It's out there. It's just very difficult to do. Yeah. But it can be done.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on. We're going to briefly discuss Cerrone Gaethje. And
yay. I'm excited.
I can't hear
It's going to be fun while it lasts, right? There's no question.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because but can Cerrone deal with someone who pressures well? Like, how well can he deal with it still?
Not well.
Yeah,
you know that. This is not going to be pretty, especially after the. If you hear people in the background, I apologize. This is not going to be pretty, right? Like this is going to end with Cerrone flat and unconscious, right?
Well, I mean, there's a chance he doesn't because he is getting pretty good at timing the stepping knee. But at the same time, I don't favor him at all, really. Like he has a chance, but I'm not expecting it.
It's Cerrone. He always has a chance. It's just that this is not a good one.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good for him at all.
He only loses 3 out of 5 pressure-based matchups, so he's a lot better than he was before. But
what pressure fighter has Cerrone beaten aside from Alexander Hernandez? You know,
Oh no! I was getting there. The people who tend to beat him are usually very good at it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
Gaethje is very good at it.
Gaethje is legitimately the best pressure fighter on the.
Yeah, I would say that ranks as very good.
Nah, I still consider Rafael dos Anjos in his prime.
But those are very different fighters. Like Dos Anjos is very.
Forget that. Rafael dos Anjos fucking murdered.
Thematic in how he breaks you down. Gaethje just compresses an entire fight's worth into 2 rounds.
Well, it's not just that. Dos Anjos fucking murdered Cerrone. That's not an argument in favor of Cerrone. That
that's how I was
best of all time.
It does give me hope.
Yeah, Dos Anjos murdered him.
Dos Anjos murdered him.
Gaethje hits harder also.
And here's the kicker: Dos Anjos beat Cerrone also.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if
Dos Anjos also beat Cerrone when he wasn't as good at pressuring and still out-pressured him. So, yeah, I don't see how Cerrone's going to win aside from a flash KO.
He beat him twice.
What? What?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
You mentioned. I can hear you now.
Okay. Did you?
Yeah,
guys,
Can you hear me?
Did you guys hear me talk at all about Cerrone and?
No, I missed everything you said.
Okay. Well,
I was like, what happened?
the fuck is up with your mic this week?
I don't know.
It's not the mic. I think it's the overall internet, man.
No, I think it broke. No, my mic is a little broken. I'm gonna get a new one.
Okay. Just $30.
So it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. But
I was gonna say, like, does South Africa have better internet than the US?
No, the internet is definitely not the problem. Okay, we're gonna move on to the last thing. We're talking about the Bellator card. Briefly, Bader beat Kongo. It was bullshit. Kongo faked an eye.
It was a stoppage. I'm going to claim to be right because that was a stoppage, in my opinion.
It should have been a stoppage. That honestly, like, he should appeal that. I would love to see Bader appeal that overturn to a TKO because that was a stoppage win. That should be a stoppage win. That was really bullshit. He just dominating Kongo from step one, from the bell. And here's the crazy part. Not crazy part. Bader's like ducking left hook is so good. That long.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Really,
it's ridiculous that it works
on everybody. It's not ridiculous. It fakes a takedown beautifully, and it scares the.
It looks awful. The mechanics look awful, but it works
because he hits really hard.
I know, but anyone with a really good or even decent boxing is gonna catch him really bad. But it's heavyweight.
By catch,
it's
not in range. It's a long range strike.
No, but I mean, someone that is really good can step in, Ben. But there's no one that can right now.
So. The thing is, I think that if you step in, he's going to grab a leg.
Or he gets punched in the face. That's what happened against Machida. Like, the way he leans has changed and that he holds himself back.
When he got caught with Machida, he came in with a right hand closing his eyes. Totally.
No, let me finish. The way he leans into his shots is different.
It's a totally irrelevant statement. That's what I'm saying.
No. Wait. No, but we're talking about length. Like, what I'm saying is that the way he throws his punches has changed a little bit. But the argument I'm trying to make is one of durability. Like, if someone steps in, like, maybe they catch him, and maybe he can't take that shot.
But what I'm trying to explain, the whole point behind the fight, the whole point behind that technique is that he fakes a takedown, so you're not going to step in. And if you step in, you're going to step in with the wrong shot because you can't tell if it's a left hook or a shot takedown.
I don't think that is the one flawless shot, the one flawless technique in MMA.
It's flawless shot. Back away, you'll be fine. Just don't stand there.
No.
People are afraid of getting taken down.
I think, but okay.
Hello.
Maybe you find a crazy man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, either don't be afraid of the takedown and count and block the punch or whatever, try and counter it, or back away because you're worried about the punch or whatever it is. But like, the whole point is that he gets you to think that there might be a takedown. You'll drop your hands and stay in place to defend the takedown and get hit in the face. That's what we've seen against Kongo now, against Fedor. He's used it a bunch of times since he used it against Mo Ball. Like, there's a reason why it's working. It's because he's getting you thinking, oh, he's ducking down, takedown. Oh, it's a left hook and I'm on the floor knocked out. So, I don't know.
I think it's a good technique. No. Let's give it some time.
It's heavyweight and light heavyweight. I'm not expecting.
Okay.
For light heavyweight and heavyweight, that's a really good shot.
Well, okay. In that, if you put it that way, okay.
Let me put it.
But in the general sense,
how do people usually do it? They fake the takedown and throw the overhand right.
Yes,
overhand left. That's
Yeah, yes, that's good. It still looks ugly. It still looks unwieldy. And if someone counters it, probably not going to be good for him. Okay? What we have seen is
what is the counter you're referring to?
no, but what I'm saying is that you can step in. That's the thing. You can step in. You can throw an uppercut. You can throw an elbow. You can do a bunch of things. Like this isn't.
But what if you step in and he catches you?
Well, what if you don't? Like that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but that's the same. But that's ridiculous because you could say that about.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is because you could say that about virtually. What if? What if Khabib shoots a single and gets kneed in the head as he shoots?
I don't look. The mechanics of that punch aren't great. That's what I'm saying.
They're not great in a pure punching mechanic scenario, but in the terms of what he's trying to accomplish, which is get you to think he might be shooting a takedown or get you to hesitate because you don't know if he's throwing a punch or a takedown. They're actually it's fantastic. The effectiveness.
Yeah, but I don't think he's doing two things at once. I think he's doing only one, and he's either trying to convince you that he's going to do the shot, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think he's trying to punch you. I don't think he's committing to two things at once. That's what I'm saying, trying to say here.
Well, I know that, but he's getting a reaction out of you, and that's what he wants. But he also is keeping himself well out of range for the most part due to the mechanics of the punch he is throwing. And if you get hold on, and I think it's also possible that he's using it to set up the fact that if you start reacting to the punch, he will shoot a takedown on you.
Look, my argument is based that there's someone that will actually have like the striking wherewithal to like stop that. Who? That's the case. Like that's probably not the case. Like at light heavyweight, maybe there's someone like if he fights Musasi or something like that.
He's not fighting.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, it's probably not.
Getting a rematch with Lovato, I think. No.
No. He's fighting Machida actually.
Right. He's fighting Machida. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's it for today. I am still really sad. It's bullshit. Poirier, I still love you.
Yeah, I'm bummed like this.
Felder, please.
I'm fucking happy right now.
I know. Fuck you, Bilal.
Fuck you, Bilal. I'm muting you.
Like
you don't get to talk.
Evil one.
I also I happen to think that Bader might end up disputing it with the athletic commission because he was showing video of it to both Coker and to the media.
He should.
He really should because that should be overturned to a KO win, first round.
Yeah.
TKO. Sorry. Stoppage win.
I mean, I keep thinking that if Yana Kunitskaya could have his win over Tonya Evinger,
her win.
Her win overturned.
Yeah.
Like there's a chance here, but at the same time, we've seen so many like flagrant shit that just is never overturned. That is like, why even try, right? But he should. He should.
Where did it take place? Anyone know?
Huh?
Where did the fight take place?
I don't know. This one, it happened in California. In San Jose.
Where did Tonya Evinger versus where did Tonya Evinger take place? The Evinger-Kunitskaya fight. Do you know? I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know. Kansas City?
What? Why?
I think Kansas City, maybe. I mean,
if you're right,
because Invicta holds a lot of cards there.
It is Kansas City.
No. That. It was?
Yeah.
Holy shit. There you have it. Invicta holds a lot of cards there, man.
Damn, that's like some good ass.
Why do I know the dumbest shit?
You do know the dumbest shit for no reason. That was really all right.
Okay.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Again, follow us on Twitter, follow us on all of shit. Yeah, whatever. You know the deal.
Also, let me just say a couple things. Let me just say Adam Burks, he's a real deal. Watch him. He's fun. And Daniel Strauss makes me sad. And that's what I will live with.
Didn't he get into a car accident while drunk driving? Didn't he get into a car accident while drunk driving? Hello?
No, yeah, but he wasn't a motor, and I don't think he was drunk. Anyways.
Personal life. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was just a motorcycle accident. Oh my God, yeah. That's sad.
Yeah, I mean, not just. Like, it's pretty bad. Like, anyways, we wish him the best. Yeah. He probably should not be fighting. He should be rehabbing. He clearly came back too soon. We wish him the best.
I mean, he came back it was 2017, and he just fought for the first time last month, in March, and he won in the first round. So I don't know about that. Anyway, thank you so much. Say goodbye, guys, because we're ending this recording.
Bye, guys.
Now tell them that you love them.
We love you. Los amamos.
Yes, we love you. In other languages.